let's get right to it. Our top story, the new developments in the coronavirus.
Here's the coronavirus outbreak.
Coronavirus.
15 years ago, when Casas per Cristo was looking for a new executive director, it came down to a couple candidates. One of them, myself, and another gentleman that had extensive experience in the nonprofit ministry world. And in the end, the board of trustees of Casas per Cristo asked me to take the position and asked me specifically to be the executive director that would lead as a pastor. And so that has stayed primarily in our focus of who we are. Our whole goal is to share the love of Jesus Christ with as many people as we can. To share the love of Jesus Christ with families that are hurting, obviously, but to share the love of Jesus Christ with team members like yourselves, with churches like are represented by each one of you watching this, to remember the hope that we have in Jesus Christ. So no matter what the world is saying around us, no matter how out of control things seem to be spinning, I just want to encourage all of us to stop and pause and remember that God is still on His throne. In fact, those are the very opening words of my closing statement this morning as we met as a staff, to talk about the things that we have to do. Just like everyone here has had to make some adjustments because of what's going on with the coronavirus, we have to make adjustments too. There's some financial decisions that we've had to make. There's some strategic decisions that we've had to change, some programming issues that we've had to change. And at the very end of those discussions this morning, I shared this with our whole team, and I want to share it with you. And it simply is our commitment as Casas to you, our supporters and our volunteers. Do not forget that God still sits on His throne. We commit to you that we will not get caught up in any hysteria. We will not lose ourselves down endless speculations over what-if scenarios. We will be flexible during this very fluid season. We will rest in the knowledge that God has led us through situations like this before. Back when violence riddled our one location in Juarez, we saw God lead us through that. And as the violence then joined together with the hysteria caused by the H1N1 virus, we saw God lead us through that faithfully. We recognize the greatest positive changes initiated at Casas were all born out of the necessary responses to these previous two seasons. And so we recognize that God will use this season and circumstances to cause us to refine our processes even more, to focus on our mission even better, and to be more creative than we have had to be. We are confident of this, that He will grow us through this process. And I believe that that not only holds true for Casas per Cristo, but that holds true for you, your families, your businesses, your churches. If you allow yourself to be submitted to God, He will use these experiences, this situation even now that seems so out of control, He will use it to refine you, to strengthen your families, to strengthen your business, to strengthen your ministries. And so I just want to invite you to do what we did this morning at the close. After I read that, we stopped and we had one of the most powerful prayer experiences that we've had in years. And that's what I want to ask you to do. In the midst of all of the whirlwind going on around us, stop, pause, remember that He is still on His throne, and He still answers our prayers. So real practically, people have asked us how we can help them. Well, that is, we're staying vigilant. We are going directly to the government officials in all the countries that we work in, and we're asking them, where do you stand? Where does the country of Guatemala stand? Where does Nicaragua stand? Where does the Dominican Republic stand? Where does Mexico stand? What is safe and not safe? We are going directly to those federal leaders so that we can serve you better. Now, I fully understand that just as so many things are out of our control, there are so many circumstances that also are out of your control that will cause some of you to cancel a trip or to postpone a trip. This is what I want to ask some of you to consider. We literally today have building materials on site for people whose homes were supposed to be started on Monday. The build was supposed to start. We want to challenge you, whether you're a team that's having to postpone or cancel, or you're just watching this because for some reason in the past you've been connected with Casas por Cristo and you love what God is doing through this ministry. Would you consider making a special donation so that we can take our local missionaries, our local pastors, and other local volunteers to go ahead and get those homes built for those families that have done nothing to deserve having a home not built for them, that have done nothing to deserve having that hope that they can see so tangibly in front of them when they look at the building materials. Let us go in and complete that simple gospel message of providing them with a home with no strings attached generosity in the amazing name and love of Jesus Christ. If you would like to help us in that challenge, there's going to be some information scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and you can go directly there and you can make a donation to keep hope moving forward. Thank you so much for your support of Casas por Cristo. Thank you for your prayers. We covet them. Thank you that even now I know some of you will get on your knees and you'll intercede in the very throne room of grace and ask God to keep all of us in our ministry at Casas, with you, with your families and your local churches and businesses, rooted and calm in the confidence that He is still on His throne.